Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone. Now I want to make video, and in this video I want to explain my article. The title is The Analysis of Personality of Erin Gruwel in the Freedom Writers Movie using Carl Roger's personality theory. Okay, before I explain my article, I want to introduce myself. My name is Kesdhikawati Adwi Parnlesta. My student number is 038, and then I am from class A. Okay, the next is I want to show you about content of my article. Content of my article, there are 5. The first is introduction, and then the second is literary review, and then the third is research method, and then the fourth is finding and discussion, and then the last is conclusion. Okay, before I explain my article, I want to show you about my abstract in article. Okay, the first is personality is a number of character traits that are shown by someone who is born and consistent in their behavior, so that individuals have a special identity that is different from others. We know that personality is important of our life. Sometimes we must to change of our personality to have the personality is better rather than before. Okay, the next is this research focus explain the personality of main character. It is Erin Gruwel in Freedom Writers Movie using Carl Roger's personality theory. And then the author used the film is Freedom Writers Movie. And then this type of research or article, the writer use is qualitative descriptive. And then the last is the result of my article. It can be concluded that the personality of Erin Gruwel in Freedom Writers Movie using theory by Carl Roger personality theory, there are feelings of free, creativity, open the experience, and then the existential life. Okay, one of the creativities shown by Erin is she makes a game that aims to get her student closer, because the life problems experienced by her students make them like enemies. Okay, the next is introduction. In here, there are several journal or article that the writer used. The first is According Nuriman. According Nuriman 2018, Psychology of Literature is a study of literature work is a psychological activity. Literary psychology is an analysis conducted by the author to find a piece of writing from his work which focus on basic reflection of the character. Psychology of literature usually is used to write a journal or article because someone wants to analyze according the character of the literary work. For example, film or novel. And then the next is this article use movie or film. The title is Freedom Writers. This film was released in 2007, where the film was produced by Paramount Pictures with the scriptwriter is Richard. This film tells story of a teacher named Erin Gruwel, where she always tries so that her students are able to learn well and be able to achieve the goals they want. Okay, the next, according to Nuria to 20 and 20, literary work is one of the work which is created by someone for which he has a specific purpose, like a person making a literary work in which he wants to bring out the feeling that is felt by the writer. A person make literary work that want to share for other people to know how readers feels, and literary work is divided into two. The first is non-literary text, and then the second is literary text. Okay, for example, the literary texts, we know that there are novel, poetry, and then etc. Okay, but according Rizakia 2018, film is literary work that can be enjoyed by people. Film is a type of literary work that use visual communication with image and sound, in which the film contains a whole story from the beginning of the problem to the solution. In fact, the film contains a certain meaning to teach someone to the audience. Okay, the next is why the writer chose this film as object of the study. Okay, the reason is the first is the characterization of the film, and then the second is plot or story of the film. Okay, the first is the characterization in this film is mainly on the main character is Erin Krull, who takes the role of a teacher. Erin has a very inspiring characterization and always tries and hard work. From Erin's characterizations, we can make an example or can be imitated because it has good characterization. Besides that, Erin is also a motivator for her student because the teacher is usually as a motivator. She always motivates her student so that they want to change for the better and want to pursue their dreams of the student. Okay, the second is the plot of Freedom Writers movie. Freedom Writers movie is an inspiring film for many people, especially for a teacher. This film contains many inspirations to be a teacher. The first is the teacher behavior towards student, because as a teacher is an important role to be imitated for student, such as behavior, and second is the method used by Erin in the teaching process in class. Okay, the next is literary review. Now I want to show you about personality and the theory by Carl Roger, personality theory. Okay, the first is personality. According to you, 2018, a personality that is already present in each individual and is usually stable at a certain individual level. However, personality can also change by several factors, so that personality can change when a certain level, and socializing with other people can also affect of personality change of the person or people. Okay, according Yusuf 2018, a person's personality is a different and always developed with age and experience. Personality in person can change with certain causes. Everyone has the right to change their personality for to be better. And then Manuel Kusumawati 2013, the personality in the film can be shown through of dialogue between other players, and then ways of thinking to solve a problem that is an issue in the film, and then the last is the characteristic that affect of personality. Okay, the next is a theory about Carl Roger personality theory. According to Ratu 2014, Carl Roger is a psychologist who creates a humanistic theory. One of the theories he created was about personality problems. And then, according Ismail 2015, argues the personality theory has been presented by Carl Roger, which are many definition and description of personality which can be developed as long as a person is in the process of growth. Okay, Carl Roger also argues that humans are a complete person in which they have the ability to think, develop, and survive. A person can be said to be a complete human being who who must fulfill the special personality of a fully functions person. This personality, the first is feelings of free, and then the second is existential life, and then the third is creativity, and then the fourth is confidence, and then the last is opens to experience. Okay, the first is feeling of free. A person can be said to be a complete human if he has a feeling of freedom in the sense that no one will control his life or himself. And then the second is existential life. The quality of existential life where people are open to their experience so that they always find something new and always want to change and tend to adjust themselves in response to subsequent experience. And then the next is creativity. Carl Rogers argued that the openness of oneself to experience and believe in their own organism will encourage a person to have creativity with the characteristic of acting spontaneously, not being defensive, changing, growing, and developing in response to the various stimuli of life around him. And then the next is confidence. Carl Rogers argued that someone who is said to be psychologically healthy will believe in himself because he is sure that he is right and he knows what to do according to his ability and desires. And then the last is opens experience. A fully functioning person is one who accepts all experience with flexibility, so that new perspectives arise. Thus, he will experience a lot of emotion, for example, emotion of positive and then the emotion of negative. Okay, the next is research method. This type of research the writer uses is qualitative. Qualitative research is research by collecting data. After that, analyzed by the author with a description. In this article, the author used two data to analyze the personality of Erin Crowell in Freedom Writers. The primary data used is from a film or movie. The title is Freedom Writers. To analyze of the character is Erin Crowell as a teacher. And then the secondary data, the author looked for books or journal or article related to the topic or issue, and then the issue is personality. And then the material object used in journal in my article is movie. The title is Freedom Writers, and this movie is first edition. The writers use soft copy to analyze the object. The documentation in question is that the author used an image that has been taken from the film using capture image. Okay, the next is finding and discussion. The first is I want to mention the finding. The first is in the film, Erin is eager to give reading books for her student, but the principal forbids her from giving reading book, and then Erin decided to buy the reading book with her own money. The willingness and freedom of what she does is right to act. And then the next is the creativity of Erin Crowell. The first is Erin want to teach about writing, but she want to know about the experience life in her student. So Erin want to give the student is blank book that has been prepared by Erin. Okay, Erin's in here also want to know how her life or her student is, which is why these differences are so obvious in class. And then the creativity is Erin teach the material in class using music Erin also makes a game, namely the line game. The game aims to provide close friendship among the gangs in the class or the friends in the class. This game is done by Erin asking questions to students which if the answer is yes or no, and then the student go one step forward, and at the end of the game Erin asks her student to name her friends, so they try to communicate with other friends. Okay, the next is discussion. Discussion in here, the writer analyzed the personality of Erin Crewell of Freedom Writers movie accordance with the theory called Roger personality theory. There are four. The first is feeling of free, and then the second is opens to experience, and then the third is creativity, and then the last is confidence. Okay, the first is feeling of free. A person has the right to choose freedom for her life. She is free to choose what to do because only she knows what to do. So other people do not have the right to rule themselves. Like in the Freedom movie, Erin as the main character has the right to choose to be the best teacher or just as an ordinary teacher who provides learning materials. And then the second is opens to experience. As in the film Freedom Writers, Erin's character is open to experience. In this film, Erin opens up with the experience that Erin invites Zeus to come to her class. With Zeus, it is hoped that her student will have open mind, for her life has a long way to go and that they must continue to struggle to achieve their goal or their future. And then the third is creativity. Like the one in the Freedom Writer, the film, the character of Erin is creative teacher where she wants to make her student think more about their future, not a matter of gang difference. So with Erin who is creative as she does, namely using Blank's book or diary, and then playing lines game, and then switching student seats. It was all done by Erin so they could get to know each other without any hatred from themselves. With a diary, Erin knows what her students are going through so that Erin will provide a solution for her student problems. Okay, and then the last is confidence. Confidence in here in the film of Freedom Writers movie, Erin is interviewed by the principal and principal underestimating Erin's ability to teach and become a teacher because she has just graduated and has no experience being a teacher. But with the confidence she has, she is allowed to become a teacher in new class. Not only that, there is also scenes that Erin tries to give confidence to her superiors about her continuation as a teacher, her class. Okay, the next is conclusion. From the result and from the finding and discussion above, it can be concluded that personality of Erin in the Freedom Writers movie using Carl Roger's personality theory. They are feeling of free, creativity, opens of the experience, and then the last is existential life. Okay, one of the creativity shown by Erin is that she makes a game that aims to get her student closer because the life problems experienced by her student make them like enemies. And then the problem of life are shown when the race problem is between white and black and Frank-Pani. And Erin, as a good teacher, wants to make her student realize that this action was not good. In addition, Erin also invites her student to tour a museum after that Erin also invite to meet a figure, for example, Chaos. And after that, Erin's creativity, she can success in making her student realize the importance of life and keeping struggle for better life. Okay, the next is the reference of my article. Okay, this is the reference. You can see that. Okay, everyone, that's all of my article. Okay, thank you for attention and thank you for watching. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.